Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey, but today it's just rum. Stay tuned. But first, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Consider becoming a Patreon with a link in the description below. Thanks for the Patreons that I do have that help support this channel. Much appreciated. And as a Patreon, you have access to exclusive reviews. And I have close to 50 in the archives. Um, but most importantly, remember, folks, it's just rum. Today we're going to be talking about the much anticipated independent bottling release from Raising Glasses out of Woburn, Massachusetts. And this is the Trinidad 21-year-old rum. And this bottle probably will look unfamiliar to people that are searching for this or who already have it. This is a special label made for the Norfolk Whisky Group out of Norfolk, Massachusetts. But the cask, my understanding is the cask was split up, and some of it went to us, and then others went to a wider distribution under the name of Jablesse, Jablesse, Jablesse or Jablesse, which translates to the she-devil. And on that label is a Picasso-esque picture, painting, illustration of a sophisticated woman in like a Picasso white dress with a flowing white hat. And those come in 350 milliliter bottles, which most Raising Glasses, mostly rums, come in the half size to make it more. I don't want to say more affordable, but more approachable with your wallet. Yes, you're getting half the bottle, but it allows the consumer to taste a decent amount without really breaking the bank. But they decided to cooperate with Norfolk Whisky Group and release this in the full 750 milliliters. Yeah. And so this was distilled in 2003 and bottled in December of 2024. So it's a very recent release. Cut to the chase. This is awesome. I'm very impressed with this. It's my understanding is the first 15 years of its life was matured in Trinidad, and then the last 6 years in the UK. And this was distilled from Molasses in a column still, and was matured in second fill Exbourbon. Okay, and the ABV is 61.4% ABV. And so the 350 milliliter bottles retail for about $80 or so. And this full bottle retails for close to $200. Stay tuned, because we're going to get into some geeky chemistry. That this is the perfect opportunity to talk about it. And if you're not interested in rum, and if you're a bourbon lover or a scotch lover, you're going to find the information I'm going to present to you very interesting, I think. But first, I'm going to do the review, score it, and then one of the reason why we're going to get into the geeky stuff is there's a tasting note, which a lot of us use. We call it juicy fruit gum. If you want to know where and why and how that flavor gets into our spirits, I will explain that as best I can. And I found it fascinating. Arminder from the Rum Revival has mentioned this as well, and I'm looking forward to his review of. But his is going to be probably called the Jablesse, the she-devil version of it, with the white woman, the woman in the white dress and the white hat. So a completely different label than this, but I believe it's the same barrel. So check out the Rum Revival. He did best of rums of 2024, and he does mention this as the Jablesse. All right, the review of this Trinidad 21-year-old, released by Raising Glasses out of Woburn, Massachusetts. So let this open up. When you pour yourself a dram, let it open up, because what happens is when you first pour it, you're going to get that initial hit of airplane glue and some kind of floor cleaner product, but then that dissipates and transitions into pencil shavings, cedar wood, juicy fruit gum, prune juice, caramel, and overripe blackened bananas. Palate. Sweet, spicy, roasted pineapple, the esters, the overripe banana, and then wait for it. It's like a slow ball pitch. That finish is this burst of condensed juicy fruit gum, or condensed juicy fruits, and then a long and lingering sweet spiciness that just goes on and on and on and on. And then if you close your mouth and breathe through your nose, you'll get those juicy fruit esters. This is a 9 out of 10. This is exceptional. It's probably my favorite rum I've had so far. Second favorite would be the Belize 1981 release that I talked about, the 15-year-old, and then also the other release from Raising Glasses, which is a 3-year-old out of from Madeira. That's incredible. And then believe it or not, there's one from a local rum distillery in Ipswich, Massachusetts, which I have not reviewed yet. But it came out quite a while ago. Very limited. It's long gone. But I will talk about that at some point. Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Now, some nerdy stuff, which I found very interesting. A friend of mine forwarded this recent article about juicy fruit gum and where does it get its flavors from. I made a rhyme. And I have to refer to some notes. So, toward the end of the 1800s in Illinois, Wrigley's Gum started their chewing gum business. And coincidentally, in Illinois in the late 1800s, Illinois at that time was the largest producer of American whiskey. I'm going to just call it bourbon for sake of argument. And the byproduct is a chemical compound called isoamyl acetate. So that's ISOAMYL, isoamyl acetate. And it's a byproduct of making whiskey. And it's speculated that possibly Wrigley's, when they created the juicy fruit gum, used this component to make their fruit notes. It has probably since been synthesized and artificially recreated. I don't know. But the isoamyl acetate has aspects of banana oil, and Juicy Fruit claims that their flavor of their gum is a mixture of lemon, orange, pineapple with banana notes. And also, too, it's speculated that maybe the original Juicy Fruit gum from the late 1800s from the Wrigley Chewing Gum Factory might have had, at that time, jackfruit. And jackfruit is the largest tree fruit in the world. It gets enormous. It's indigenous to India, Africa, and South America, and it has notes of banana, apple, and mango. And the isoamyl acetate is also widely used in food products. It's also used in perfumes and shoe polish. I mean, who uses shoe polish anymore? Probably, if you're a firefighter or a police officer, you probably still use shoe polish, which makes sense, for something that's 21 year aged in second fill Exbourbon, and it being a column still molasses based, high in esters. It kind of makes sense if all this is kind of like tied into that, because you are getting a little bit of, I call it floor cleaner, but it very well could be shoe polish, airplane glue, overripe rotten bananas, right? Concentrated orange peels. If you put some orange peels and let them sit out for a while, the odor becomes intense. So there's kind of all that going on in this, which makes me want to go and buy a pack of Juicy Fruit gum, which I probably will very soon. So anyway, maybe a long way to come full circle to what I was trying to say, but hopefully I conveyed that in some kind of reasonable, accessible manner. We'll leave it at that. And if you come across the latest Raising Glasses, Trinidad, 21-year-old, probably under the name, like I said, the She-Devil, the Jablesse, 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 and it'll be in half-size bottles, probably for around $80. Highly recommend it. I don't want to take up any more of your time, folks. I can still say Happy New Year from the Cat Father, and hats off to you all. Take care, folks. Thanks for sticking around.